where you can factor your trinomial as a binomial squared, whether it's an addition or a subtraction. You identify them by checking the first and last term of your trinomial. If both are the square of a value or of a number of a term, then you can factor it out. You could factor it out as a binomial squared. After you check the first and last terms, you will have to check if the middle term or the second term would be twice the first and last value multiplied together. Here are the two examples. I'm going to start with A. We have 36x squared y squared plus 84xy plus 49. If you notice, our first term and our last term are the square of a value. 36 is 6 squared, x squared is x squared, and y squared is y squared. So the first value I can rewrite as 6xy squared, and the last value I can rewrite as 7 squared. 49 is 7 squared. Now, this would be my x, and this 7 would be my y. I have to check if my middle term is 2xy, which in this case would be 2 times 6xy times 7. 2 times 6 times 7, that's 12 times 7, 84. And x times y, just xy. In other words, it is true. I can factor out this trinomial as 6xy plus 7 squared. Now this will be the moment where you pause it and you attempt to do it by yourselves, because this is the ice problem. But I'm not gonna pause the video, so it's your job to pause it and let me go over the question. Identify your first and last term. Notice how this time I have a negative term for the middle term, which means my binomial is gonna be x minus y squared if I can factor it out as a binomial squared. The first term would be 4p squared, because 4 squared is 16, p squared is p squared. The last term, this will be my x, the last term would be 5q squared. The 5q would be my y. 5 squared is 25, q squared is q squared. Now let's check if the middle term, it's 2 times 4p times 5q, because the middle term is supposed to be 2xy. 2 times 4 is 8 times 5, 40. P times q, pq. That's it, minus 40pq. We can factor it out as a trinomial, as a binomial squared. This trinomial, we can factor it as a binomial squared, and it's going to be 4p minus, because it's a negative, the middle sign, it's a negative, minus 5q, squared.